Good, happy Tuesday morning, December 28, 2021. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Tuesday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday morning, so let's get started right now. First up, 30 more New Hampshire COVID-19 deaths announced in first report since before Christmas. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
The versatile Kubota BX series. Easily switch attachments to mow, haul, trench, or do whatever needs to get done. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
Where destiny second to none, MD.
Well, Tom, today we reached a grim milestone. 30 new deaths reported just this afternoon. It's the highest single-day increase we've seen during the pandemic.
I wasn't surprised, but of course I was dismayed by that incredibly high and preventable number.
Martha Wassel, Director of Infection Prevention at Wentworth Douglas Hospital, says 9 days after a surge in cases, hospitalizations increase. Now, Wassel says she's seeing patients in critical care of all ages.
Healthy, middle-aged men and women with no other comorbidities coming in to seek care and becoming very, very ill.
Of the 30 new deaths reported Monday, all but 4 people were 60 years old or older. While DHHS has not shared their vaccination status, health experts warn we're currently seeing a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
This virus really doesn't distinguish between age, sex, creed, whatever the case might be. If you're unvaccinated, if you're vaccinated and not boosted, and add to that other comorbidities that you may have, age is merely a number at that point.
Dr. Ala Kole, infectious disease consultant at Cheshire Medical Center, says we can't pinpoint how many of the 30 deaths are related to Omicron. While the new strain is thought to bring less severe symptoms, Kole says it's more contagious, potentially leading to an influx in patients at a rate that's still tough on hospitals.
When we start seeing a surge, then the hospitalizations go up, and then the deaths go up.
Health experts are encouraging continued testing, especially before any holiday gatherings. Live in the studio, Grace Feinerman, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. One killed when Amtrak Down Eastern train car collided near Massachusetts, New Hampshire border. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Walmart, America's largest, is hiring. Earn $21.95 to $28 per hour plus benefits working at Walmart's Raymond Distribution Center. 50 full-time positions available. Apply today online or text DC to 240-240. Walk-ins welcome.
The Essex County District Attorney's Office has confirmed to News 9 that one person was killed in that crash, which happened about a block behind us here at this railroad crossing on Rosemont Street.
Oh my goodness.
This cell phone video from a passenger aboard the Amtrak Downeaster train number 683 shows just how badly mangled the pickup truck was from the collision.
It was really sad. Really, it's devastating. I feel prayers to the family.
An Amtrak spokesperson tells News 9 the pickup truck was stopped on the tracks as the train approached shortly before 1 o'clock Monday afternoon. The railroad crossing on Rosemont Street has flashing lights, bells, and gates that go down when a train approaches.
These do go at very high speeds, but, they put the arms down in plenty of time, and they blow the whistle. This isn't a no-whistle zone.
According to Amtrak, 80 passengers were aboard the Downeaster train headed from Boston to Brunswick, Maine. No injuries were reported among the passengers or Amtrak crew.
I was standing up in the bathroom, and the train started bouncing. I started bouncing all over the place, and I didn't know what was going on. And after probably 30, 40 seconds, it calmed down.
At this point, it remains unclear why the truck was stopped on the tracks. Residents who live nearby tell us it was a tough scene to see.
It's terrible. I think it's just horrible. It's not a good time anytime, but especially around the holidays.
And at this point, authorities have not identified the lone victim in that crash, nor have they confirmed if that person was the driver of the pickup truck or someone else. We're live in Haverhill tonight. Scott Cook, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Demand increases for COVID-19 tests as officials say many options available in New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Walmart, America's largest, is hiring. Earn $21.95 to $28 per hour plus benefits working at Walmart's Raymond Distribution Center. 50 full-time positions available. Apply today online or text DC to 240-240. Walk-ins welcome.
We are seeing a very large demand for testing, and that's a good thing.
As individuals plan for or return from their holiday gatherings, many are looking to get tested for COVID-19. And health officials say that can help protect the individual and others.
Our recommendations at the state is for individuals to use testing as an additional layer of prevention for spreading disease.
St. Joseph's Hospital in Nashua is one of the state's 4 fixed testing locations. Others are in Manchester, Claremont, and Newington. The state expects to see demand increase over the next couple of weeks.
After potential exposures or a larger gathering, it's recommended to be tested about 5 to 7 days after that.
Beyond the state sites, there are more than 30 pharmacies, over 20 hospitals, and more than 25 urgent care and outpatient medical practices that provide COVID-19 testing. Convenient MD has 12 locations, which do between 700 and 800 tests per day.
That does not meet the demand of the community, and we are working on enhancing ways to increase testing opportunity, and plan on rolling that out in the second week of January.
Despite demand, Convenient MD says its turnaround time for testing has not been affected.
Our results are still 24 hours after the sample is taken.
Now, you might have to wait up to 72 hours for test results from the state right now, but at-home tests are also an option. The state says it has over 300,000 free rapid antigen tests available. It also has free PCR tests, both available through its website, covid19.nh.gov. Live in Manchester, Jason King, WMUR News 9.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. Need continues for blood donations in New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Told you about it last week. Still a problem tonight. Right now, Red Cross blood supplies are at a 10-year low, and Granite Staters are stepping up to make a difference. We spoke with Governor Sununu today about the current need for blood, and he talked about his personal experience this year when he went to the hospital and needed blood transfusions.
And when they turned to me and said that they had to start blood transfusions immediately, that hits home real fast, real hard. Nothing that you ever expect to hear, but when you need it, you really do need it. And it wasn't one. I think I had 4 transfusions ultimately just to stabilize me. And I was very blessed and very thankful for every one of those individuals who donated every bit of that blood. I will never know their names. I don't know where they are, but they saved my life.
Wednesday's blood drive at the Dairyfield School is completely booked, but there are still ways to help. Just head to WMUR.com or our mobile app for more information on other drives around the state.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. 3 people, dog safe after falling through ice on Lake Winnipesaukee. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Walmart, America's largest, is hiring. Earn $21.95 to $28 per hour plus benefits working at Walmart's Raymond Distribution Center. 50 full-time positions available. Apply today online or text DC to 240-240. Walk-ins welcome.
Extremely lucky. Last night was down in the 20s, teens and 20s.
Moulton Borough Fire says they received the call for an animal rescue on Marcus Road at 10:12 last night. While en route, they learned 3 people also fell through the ice.
They attempted to use ladders to put on the ice and go out and try to get the dog in, and they all ended up going through the ice into the water.
The fire chief says using ladders can help to distribute the weight more evenly, but in this case, it was too much.
The ice just wasn't thick enough to support the weight of the ladders and the people on the ice.
Moulton Borough Fire says while cold, the water wasn't deep, allowing the people to make it back to shore safely.
The water, fortunately for them, is very shallow there, so they were able, even after they broke through, they were able to stand and walk out. That's not always the case.
The people were treated for minor abrasions and cold exposure, and the dog?
Dog was fine, was running around while we were there. Big yellow lab, so it was probably had fun for the dog.
Some words of advice from the fire chief. If your animal falls through the water, go ahead and call 911. If you fall in the water, try to cover your mouth so you don't inhale the water and kick as hard as you can to get out of the hole. In Moulton Borough, Jessica Moran, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Gunman kill 4, injures 3 in shooting spree that spanned Denver, ended in Lakewood. Let's take a listen to that video from Denver 7, the Denver channel.
Maggie hasn't cared about a small business like mine when it counted.
We engineer medical devices right here in New Hampshire. Maggie Hassan is pushing for tax credits that help our business.
I'm one of 100 breweries in the state. She passed tax relief for craft breweries.
She listens and she delivers.
We start with that breaking news tonight. A terrifying killing spree across the metro this evening. A gunman goes on a rampage, shooting 7 people, killing 4. A Lakewood police officer was among those shot.
Here's a look at where those crime scenes are located. This started in Denver at 1st and Broadway around 5 p.m. There, 3 people were shot, 2 of them killed. At 12th and Williams, another man was shot and killed. The suspect then went to 6th Avenue and Cherokee Street. Shots were fired there. And at 8th and Zuni, Denver police were shot at, but no officers hurt.
The suspect then flees into Lakewood, where he shoots and kills another person at a business on Kipling, flees on foot to the Belmar Shopping Center, where he shoots a hotel clerk and also shoots a Lakewood police officer. At this hour, the officer is alive and in surgery, and police say all of this bloodshed was carried out by a single person.
Let's get right out to Denver 7 Sloan Dickey tonight, live on scene. And Sloan, what are people saying out there?
Yeah, well, it was quite an intense scene, and this is actually that end point where the suspect was shot and killed. That was after several miles of a car chase from Denver. This is the Belmar shopping district, and if we can just pan over, you can still see the police presence there. That was several miles of destruction were left in his wake. Now, this is 2 days after Christmas in the Belmar shopping center in Lakewood. A man went on a shooting rampage in Denver. He shot 4 people there, and he killed 3 of them before fleeing into Lakewood. Around 6 p.m., that same man shot and killed someone at a business on Kipling and then headed into Belmar. 2 more people were shot here, including a Lakewood police officer and a hotel clerk. The suspect was shot and killed, but police are now combing through several massive crime scenes. 7 victims total were across more than 6 miles. Now, holiday shoppers in the nearby Nordstrom Rack were forced into lockdown, along with several other areas in the Lakewood Belmar area. This is the scene as you saw it behind me, and we have also confirmed that there are still several businesses on lockdown with people still inside, including a movie theater that's behind me. So police are still investigating this scene. It's still very much an active investigation. Fortunately, police did say that there is no longer any threat to the the public it's safe to drive around in this area, but they do say that this investigation is going to continue well into this evening. Reporting live in Lakewood, Sloan Dickey, Denver 7.
Okay, there you go on that video in that report. And that did it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching, and have a great day. Goodbye.